Ladies, one of the most painful mistakes you can make in your love life is trying to build something meaningful with someone who is not fully invested in you. It starts subtly. You feel like something is off, but you can't quite explain it. You question yourself more than you question him. You begin to wonder if you're asking for too much, if you're being too sensitive, or if maybe this is just how relationships are. But deep down, there's a quiet voice telling you the truth. When a man truly values you, you don't feel confused about where you stand. You don't feel like you have to earn basic respect, attention, or consistency. Instead, you feel chosen, secure, and appreciated. And if that's not how you feel right now, then it's time to take a step back and really understand what's happening. One of the clearest signs that you are not a priority in someone's life is inconsistency. He shows up when it's convenient for him, not when it matters to you. Plans get canceled last minute, promises are broken, and somehow there's always an excuse. You find yourself adjusting your schedule, your needs, and even your standards just to accommodate him. Over time, this creates a one-sided dynamic where you're constantly giving and he's simply receiving. You give your time, your energy, your affection, and your emotional support, yet in return, you receive the bare minimum. And the hardest part is that you begin to normalize it. You start believing that this is just how it is, when in reality, this is how it becomes when you allow it to continue. Another important aspect to understand is the principle of reciprocity. Relationships are not about keeping score, but they are about balance. If you are consistently investing effort, care, and attention into someone, it is completely reasonable to expect the same in return. If you're the one initiating conversations, making plans, checking in, and showing appreciation, then it's not too much to want that energy reflected back to you. The problem arises when you continue giving without receiving. When you accept crumbs while offering a full meal, you unintentionally teach the other person that minimal effort is enough to keep you. And this doesn't only happen with immature or toxic partners. Even a genuinely good person can fall into this pattern if the standard is set that way from the beginning. Think about it like this. When someone gets used to receiving something without effort, they begin to take it for granted. The value decreases because there is no investment required. That's why it becomes essential to communicate your standards clearly. Not through arguments or emotional outbursts, but through calm, direct, and confident expression. And if those standards are not met, you must be willing to walk away. Because the truth is, you cannot negotiate your worth with someone who benefits from undervaluing you. Now, let's talk about something that many people misunderstand: the balance between familiarity and mystery. When you are always available, always responsive, and always prioritizing someone else over your own life, you remove the natural space that allows attraction to grow. Attraction thrives in presence, but it deepens in absence. This doesn't mean playing games or pretending to be busy. It means genuinely having a full life outside of the relationship. It means having your own passions, goals, friendships, and routines that do not revolve around another person. When you are deeply engaged in your own life, you don't have to create distance artificially. It happens naturally. And that natural space gives the other person the opportunity to miss you, to think about you, and to appreciate your presence more. Your absence becomes a reminder of your value, and more importantly, it reveals their true level of interest. Someone who genuinely values you will lean in, not pull away. They will make an effort to stay connected, not use your absence as an excuse to disappear. Another powerful shift comes from understanding the emotional experience you create in a relationship. It's not just about what you say or what you do, but how the other person feels when they are with you and when they think about you. There are three key emotional elements that shape a strong and lasting connection: peace, purpose, and passion. Peace is the sense of comfort, safety, and emotional ease that you bring into the relationship. It's the feeling of being able to be yourself without fear of judgment or conflict. Purpose is about shared direction. It's the sense that you are both moving forward together, supporting each other's goals, and building something meaningful. And passion is the spark, the excitement, the chemistry, the emotional and physical attraction that keeps the connection alive. When one of these elements is missing, the relationship begins to feel incomplete. You might have peace and purpose, but without passion, it feels like a friendship. You might have passion and excitement, but without peace, it feels chaotic and unstable. And you might have peace and passion, but without purpose, it lacks direction and depth. A fulfilling relationship requires all three working together. And while you cannot control what someone else brings into the dynamic, you can become aware of what you are contributing and what you are accepting. Finally, one of the biggest misconceptions in relationships is the idea that someone not letting you go means they truly value you. Just because someone comes back when you pull away, or suddenly puts in effort when they feel they're losing you, does not mean they are genuinely invested. Often, it simply means they are comfortable. They are used to what you provide, and they don't want to lose access to it. But comfort is not the same as commitment. Temporary effort is not the same as consistent intention. You might notice a pattern where the moment you distance yourself, they step up just enough to pull you back in. They say the right things, make promises, and show effort for a short period of time. But once things settle again, they return to their old behavior. This cycle can be emotionally exhausting because it keeps you hopeful while slowly draining your energy. And the longer it continues, the more you begin to question your own judgment. The truth is, someone who genuinely values you does not need to be threatened with your absence to treat you right. Their effort is consistent, not reactive. Their interest is stable, not conditional. And their presence in your life adds to your well-being rather than creating anxiety and doubt. At the end of the day, becoming someone's priority is not about changing who you are to fit their expectations. It's about recognizing your value and refusing to settle for less than what you deserve. It's about setting standards, maintaining boundaries, and aligning your actions with your self-worth. Because the most powerful shift you can make is understanding that you don't need to convince someone to choose you. The right person will do that naturally. And the moment you fully embrace that mindset, everything begins to change. Your choices become clearer, your confidence becomes stronger, and your relationships become healthier. Not because others have changed, but because you have.